Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 13th of December. Death toll rises to 10 after Cyclone Vardah hits southern Tamil Nadu. Locals protest demanding compensation for land in Gilgit Baltistan. And tourists enjoy season's first snowfall in India's Kashmir. And now for all the details, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday led the nation in paying homage to the victims of 2001 Parliament attack on its 15th anniversary. 14 people laid down their lives while preventing terrorists from entering the Parliament House building. At least 25 others were injured.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the nation in paying homage to the victims. Vice President Hamid Ansari, Speaker of Lower House of Parliament, followed by other prominent members, were among others who paid floral tributes to the victims. On December 13, 2001, 5 militants stormed the Parliament complex in capital New Delhi, armed with grenades, guns and explosives, but security forces killed them before they could enter the main chamber.
Today is the day of remembrance of those great people who laid down their lives to protect us, not only physically but to protect the institution. Parliament is a temple of democracy. The highest forum in parliamentary democracy system is Parliament. So they laid down their lives.
New Delhi said the attackers who detonated explosives and hurled grenades belonged to Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Toiba militant groups and had intended to assassinate top political figures. Muhammad Afzal Guru, who was held guilty in the case, was awarded death sentence by a Delhi court on December 18, 2002 after being convicted of conspiracy to attack Parliament and waging war against the country and murder.
Staying on news from India, the death toll rose to 10 on Tuesday, a day after most intense storm hit capital Chennai city in 2 decades. Relief operations were underway while authorities cleared roads after destruction caused by the storm.
A day after Cyclone Vardah ripped through Chennai, the city presented a scene of devastation with thousands of uprooted trees, damaged vehicles and snapped telephone and power cables. Flight operations, however, resumed on Tuesday morning in the storm-hit city, which was limping back to normalcy. The storm, which was the most intense to have hit capital city of Tamil Nadu province in 2 decades, left 10 persons dead. Teams of India's National Disaster Response Force or NDRF cleared the fallen trees and poles from roads across Chennai to restore normalcy at the earliest.
And from today, we've pressed in 3 more teams because since yesterday, after the landfall, immediately NDRF teams began their operation of clearing the roads because due to the squally winds, a lot of trees and electric poles had fallen. So NDRF began its operation by clearing the trees so that there was minimum inconvenience and to prevent dislocation.
Relief efforts were underway as 2 INS ships reached Chennai port with relief materials including food, clothes, blankets, tents and medicines that would cater to about 2,000 people. Power was restored in most areas of the city, while some still remained in the dark due to the damage caused by Vardah. The cyclone is expected to weaken as it will pass over western Goa province on Wednesday.
Meanwhile, locals of the illegally occupied region of Gilgit Baltistan have been caught in a vicious cycle of suffering. Rampant corruption practiced by the officials has left the locals without due compensation for their land, forcing them to protest. A report.
For years, the National Highway Authority or NHA officials and the ruling establishment in Gilgit Baltistan have been snatching the land of the locals in the name of developmental projects. Little or no compensation has been provided to them. The people of the illegally occupied region who had given their land for construction of the Karakoram highway about 8 years ago in the hope that it will bring development to the region have instead been abandoned.
NHA ने जो रोल प्ले किया ये 8 सालों में उसकी हम मजम्मत करते हुए उन्हीं के खिलाफ यहाँ पुरअमन में एहतजाज कर रहे हैं ताकि गरीब आवाम के ज़मीन को जो इन्होंने रोड के लिए इस्तेमाल किया दरख्त काट के उनके मकानात को गिरा के उनके नख्त ज़मीन को और उनके जंगलात को काट के सिर्फ अपने हक मांग रहे हैं कि 6-7 साल हो गया आप हमारे हक क्यों नहीं दे रहे?
During the construction of the nearly 800-mile long highway, the government officials took over thousands of acres of land from the locals. Ironically, the poor people not only lost their land, they are now making rounds of government offices to claim compensation. Ignorance by the authorities has left the locals high and dry with the only option to intensify their protest till their voice is heard.
Moving on to news from Nepal, victims of Nepal's deadly earthquake that occurred in April 2015 are struggling to rebuild their lives. Delay in distribution of financial aid from the government has forced them to live in tents.
A resident in Basnetar in the outskirts of capital Kathmandu goes through a loan agreement paper in his tin-barred house. It has been over a month that he made a grant agreement with the government but has not yet received a single dime to rebuild his house. With reconstruction work at a virtual standstill, scores are stuck in tents.
जो सरकार ने भूकंप पीड़ित के लिए घर बनाने के लिए जो 2 लाख रुपए रकम तय की है वो हमारे लिए पर्याप्त नहीं है क्योंकि उस अमाउंट से हम हमारे जग भी खान नहीं सकते हैं.
A total of $4.4 billion were pledged during the international conference on Nepal's reconstruction. However, the National Reconstruction Authority or NRA that was set up to start post-quake reconstruction work is yet to complete the project.
In the grant amount, until today, we have lot of discussions, but the pledges are not being materialized from both sides. From the government side, we are choosing the projects, as well as the donor side, we are finalizing the funds flow mechanisms. How can NRA spend the money?
More than a year later, the victims of the deadly earthquake are still waiting to be rehabilitated.
Moving on, an exhibition on currency notes of various countries attracted hundreds of visitors in Vadodara city of India's western Gujarat province. Such exhibitions provide a platform for coin collectors to showcase their collections and let common man witness the diversity in the currencies.
People in India's Vadodara city of western Gujarat province thronged an exhibition showcasing rare collection of currency notes, coins and stamps from 193 countries. Visitors who attended the exhibition were delighted by the variety of coins and currency on display. People who love collecting coins also displayed their collection to make people aware of currencies and culture of different countries.
नोट कॉइन स्टैम्प है सबका एक संक्षिप्त में हिस्ट्री है कि लोगों को वो जानकारी हो जाए कि इतने देश है क्योंकि हमको जो ज्ञान प्राप्त है वो सिर्फ जितनी क्रिकेट प्लेइंग कंट्रीज है उतना ही है उससे छोड़ के भी दुनिया बहुत है बड़ी है अजब है सुंदर है.
कई करेंसी में इंडियन टच भी है वो हमने अभी तक सुना था पर कभी देखा नहीं था वो सब भी देखा और स्पेशली आई कैम विद माय किड्स तो उसको भी पता चला कि इतनी सारी करेंसी और एक जगह इतनी मिल रही है और कहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है. बेसिक नीड है कि पैसा है तो रुपीज़ ही है डॉलर ही है पाउंड है ये नहीं दैट्स इट. हम उससे ज़्यादा 5 या 10 जानते थे. यहाँ पे आके पता चला ये तो बहुत सारी करेंसी और सारी जगह पे यहाँ पे है.
Citizens battling demonetization woes, also got an opportunity to witness Indian currency note of rupees 1000 that was invalidated by government in 1978.
India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province is a tourist hotspot. Every year, people from different walks of life throng the region to experience the scenic beauty. Tourists enjoyed the first snowfall of the season, which is the major attraction.
Tourists from across India and abroad enjoyed the season's first snowfall in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Monday. Gulmarg, the famous tourist destination in Kashmir, received 1.4 millimeter snowfall, that is about 2 to 3 inches, bringing down temperature by several degrees. Trees, buildings and roads were covered in a white blanket of snow, adding to the joyous atmosphere. People were seen walking in snow and playing with snowballs.
This is the first time we are seeing snow. Absolutely beautiful, and we hope the people of Kashmir enjoy it and many tourists come so that you can have a good December and a good winter.
Meanwhile, India's northeastern Tawang district also experienced severe dip in temperature with people battling the winter wind. The region was enveloped in a thick fog. Even the streams were frozen. Tawang town was also covered with thick blanket of fog, forcing people to warm themselves up around bonfire.
काफी ठंडा है सर इसमें। कैसा लग रहा है? अभी तो ठंडा है सर, इसलिए तो मैं तो ये पहना हुआ था सर।
Winter season plays a crucial role in attracting tourists in both Jammu and Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh provinces, as tourism is one of the mainstays of the economy.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Death toll rises to 10 after Cyclone Vardah hits southern Tamil Nadu. Locals protest demanding compensation for land in Gilgit Baltistan. And tourists enjoy season's first snowfall in India's Kashmir. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.